Hey everybody, and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. You know, the promise of the future is that technology is going to make our lives easier and better. It's something I truly believe in. Unfortunately, progress is not a guarantee of results. I have some of the best made-up technology available to me, from Star Trek and Doctor Who, and even some crap I made up myself, and I still don't know what the heck happened last week. Luckily, however, we can say that I've certainly made progress since December of 2008, when I released my review of SCI-Spy #1. It was only my 8th video at the time, so of course in the 100+ episodes since then, things have certainly changed. For example, I've gained about 20 or 30 pounds. I've also discovered how to edit a video without audio glitches, and also learned the important lesson of re-recording that audio if it is screwed up. Then again, in those days, I was using tapes, and the process was a pain in the ass. Oh, and hey, another thing that I've changed is that I no longer have poorly made 3-minute James Bond parodies at the beginnings of my videos. Though I do still have the Charlie's Angels theme on my MP3 player. And one final thing that I've changed since then is that I recognize the name of the man responsible for this thing, Doug Moench. You may recall him as the guy who wrote a 3-part love letter to Batman and his methods in JLA Act of God. However, we're working with original characters here, so unless Batman makes a sudden cameo, I think we're safe there. In SCI-Spy #1, we were introduced to Sebastian Starchild, who obviously comes from the not subtle at all school of character names. He's a secret agent, in the James Bond sense, not in any actual espionage work, who was recruited by some organization or person or something called Mother Bank, who tells him to assassinate a terrorist named Attila Laszlo. He does so, as well as taking out Laszlo's whatever the hell she was supposed to be. According to an article I read about SCI-Spy, apparently in the future everyone's all into genetic engineering, which is why everyone but Starchild looks so weird. Though that's debatable given how a lot of the shots of him still look badly drawn. He flies off to his vacation planet, some sugar cubes in space unleash bugs that consume a naked woman, and then a bug assassin shows up. So let's dig into SCI-Spy #2 and find out just how much dumber the future can get.
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. Brodsky, you're not the smartest. Life out, you're not an artist. Anyone who's had a bad comic published, it could be your turn. Linkara, he's a man punch, wears a birdie hat. Linkara, he has a magic gun. Where'd he purchase that? Linkara, coins, robots, Amazon and trucks. Linkara, this comic sucks. Linkara.
I'm reading from the trade, and yes, last year, for some bizarre reason, it was suddenly decided that SCI-Spy needed to be collected in trade 8 years later, so no deep analysis of the cover, though I admit it does look a lot less stupid than the first issues, but that's just because I like the cool effects of the background. We open to the assassin firing his gun at Starchild while the intruder alert alarms blare. Guess what, Starchild? You're dead! Ah, damn it, that was terrible. Here, give me a second and I'll think of a better line. Ah, nuts. Next time I gotta have something better planned. Nah, actually, Starchild is ready, using his wrist watcher to erect a force field to protect himself. He then activates some autoguns that quickly blast the assassin apart. Intruder eliminated. More like exterminated, Orb. He was starting to bug me.
Well, no, maybe not.
We cut to the techno-womb of the Mother Bank, where Agent Nile is arguing with Mother Bank, not wanting them to recruit Starchild to stop the metallic insects from the last issue. He's a notorious loner. He breaks all the rules and refuses any enhancements. I mean, how could he ever live without breast implants? But Motherbank, you know he's a flesh-pure whack-ass who is the best agent in the history of SCI-Spy, and perhaps I should lecture you on the facts of his life. By Old Earth biological clock, his story began some 27 years ago, when the trade ship Ceres came upon a mystery capsule through our Arcturus system, the discovery of a Neo-Moses in the cosmic bulrushes. Yeah, Neo-Moses. It's like regular Moses, but the future! Motherbank explains that they don't know where he came from originally, but he was fully human and trained to become the best agent possible. He resisted any attempts to be augmented and is now their best agent. The best agent, Nile. End of story. Great! End of story! Can we go now? Starchild teleports in, carrying the assassin's corpse with him. He wants to find out who he is, but Nile says she already knows. He was an assassin named Chax, who usually works for Shadow Black. Starchild asks who the hell she is. Meet Agent Isis Nile, Sebastian, your partner for the duration.
You know damn well I work alone, Motherbank. Just Orb and me.
Look at you, not a single fascia implant, nothing but retro ultra-vi lenses. Probably won't accept so much as a hyperdyne jolt. Okay, comic, it's the future, we get it. Stop throwing around random technobabble as if it's supposed to mean something. By the way, for someone who apparently lacks genetic modifications, Starchild has really huge eyes. Motherbank tells the two to be quiet while she briefs them. Very well, and to brace yourselves for a major mission with the fates of entire worlds hanging in the balance, etc. Yeah, fate of the universe, billions of lives at stake, who cares? Apparently this Shadow Black organization has formed a terrorist group called Blackside, which may be unofficially sanctioned by some of the outer worlds. Furthermore, the little robo-bugs are most likely the work of Blackside and have landed on multiple worlds and attacked strategic regions of them. The only way to stop the bugs from multiplying is to cut off the radiation frequencies that triggered them to life. The SCI-Spy organization is looking into it, but they suspect they won't be able to determine the correct frequencies before it's too late. Starchild and Nile's mission is to infiltrate Shadow Black and try to find the frequencies. Which means we go undercover. Wait, they're gonna do actual spy stuff? Wow, this might actually get interesting! But somehow I doubt it. They go to their tech guy, who has enhanced Starchild's Magic 8-Ball with a dimensional tesseract, making it bigger on the inside. Insert your own TARDIS joke here. But the downside is that it's limited by the entrance, meaning that while the orb has near limitless space inside of it, there's no way to get big things through it because of how small the entrance is. He puts in a whole bunch of medicines and chemicals, as well as spares of his gun, which must be a pain to pull out of there, unless the gun is like a noisy cricket or something. They fly off to some space station, spaceship, whatever the hell this thing is, since Nile apparently thinks this is where Shadow Black recruits. I guess it's not made clear. That's it, Starchild, but you sure don't look like it's hard-bitten mercenary clientele. More like some skin-pure galactic pimp.
With you distracting all attention as my cat-eyed bitch.
Our heroes, ladies and gentlemen, whiny, argumentative assholes. The two walk into a bar, and immediately Nile yells out, "We're looking for work. Any of you scabrous bastards hiring?" Yeah, because these people certainly look like they've studied up on their vocabulary words enough to know what scabrous means. By the way, could you be any more conspicuous in your approach to this? This is like an FBI agent walking into some sleazy bar and then loudly proclaiming, "Pardon me, good sirs, but do you know where I might acquire some drugs, perhaps of the methamphetamine or crack varieties?" And of course this works with them saying they want to hurt the inner worlds, and someone tells them he'll introduce them to Shadow Black. The two follow the man who recruits them to a nearby moon called Inferno. We give such happy names to places in the future. However, it turns out their clever plan backfires, since the guy who led them there tells the guards that the two are probably spies. Well, then why the hell did you lead them to your base? There are so many ways that this can backfire for you. Just knock them out and take them secretly. No, this is a much better plan, with the guards being told to torture them until they talk. They demand that the two hand over their weapons, but the two quickly shoot down their attackers. Well, that didn't take long for them to drop the whole premise of this thing being about, you know, spies. The two run into the base, and they come across a computer console. Nile manages to hack into the computers, while Starchild kills anyone that tries to stop them. However, she discovers that the information they need isn't there. The nanotech frequencies are encoded in something called the Lucifer file.
It is not in the file. It is not.
She discovers that it's stashed in a cave of ammonia ice on a world called Naga, and she's memorized the coordinates. Instead of just trying to fight their way out now that they've got a lead, they instead decide to, surrender. We'll meet Shadow Black himself before our big miracle escape. Or you could do that big miracle escape now. You do know that people are being killed off by these bugs while you speak, don't you? I mean, we see a panel right here featuring them under siege by the things. They're taken by clones of that Chax assassin from earlier and brought to Shadow Black.
Sent by holier-than-thou Mother Bank, then immortal founder of the Arcturus system more than 1,000 years ago. I am Shadow Black, Lord of Unnatural Exposition.
Niall debates with Shadow Black about whether the outer worlds are being exploited by the privileged inner worlds, and well, this is all well and good, but I don't really give a crap because this is supposed to be some sort of sci-fi take on James Bond, and no one really gives a damn about sympathizing with terrorists who have no evidence that they've been exploited other than their word for it. However, when he mentions that Mother Bank isn't what they think she is, Starchild wants to know more.
I don't answer my enemies' questions. I let them die in darkness and ignorance. Eject them into space, naked.
Yeah, clearly surrendering was the best thing to do.
Way to go, morons!
They're led away by the Chax clones, who must have been cloned from one of Chax's dumber cells. Starchild asks for permission to keep wearing his wristwatcher since it was a gift from his mother, and the Chax clone demands that he hand it over. And then he requests that they don't press the upper right button. This button?
And whatever you do, don't shoot yourselves in the head.
What, like this? So naturally, the button summons his magic 8-ball, which shoots down the guards. They steal their guns and run off. Starchild leaves behind some miniature explosives that are evidently powerful enough to destroy the entire moon. They make it to their ship and fly off, the entire moon exploding behind them, though since Shadow Black was listening in on their conversation, he manages to escape with the real Chax as well. And so our comic ends with the two deciding that they work well together, even pushing their fists against each other. Spy fist pound, yo! This comic, it sucks, but it's way better than the first issue. What saves this thing from being boring dreck is that the relationship between Niall and Starchild actually does kind of work. Two professionals with different philosophies working together. Where it fails is the actual story. There are a lot of contrivances here to get them to Inferno, and the villains come across as idiots. The artwork ranges from passable to just downright bad, primarily when it comes to the penciler's inability to draw human eyes consistently. And for a book about spies, there's a definitive lack of anything spy-related. When you make Agent for Harm look like a better spy, you're doing something wrong.
He maintains an appliance. Da-da-da-da!
Still, it could have been worse. It could have been another boring, nonsensical 3-part series praising Batman. Hey, wait a second. Sebastian Starchild is a human without parents who is said to be the absolute best at what he is, spurns any kind of enhancements or abilities, aka powers, uses gadgets and tech to supplement his natural talents, and is treated like an absolute badass that we should admire? Oh my lord, Sebastian Starchild is Batman! I can't believe this. Even when he's not writing Batman, Doug Moench is still writing Batman!
popping out to a karaoke bar. You in?
I will rock the house with my awesome voice.
Thanks, but I've got a lot of work to do.
Okay. Now, wait a second. Isn't that the book you got during that whole brouhaha with your magic piece?
Yeah, I'm starting to think it has something to do with the entity.
Entity? Mean that thing Vice was after?
I thought you decided it wasn't real.
I'm starting to think otherwise. I've been hearing things lately. About people and places just vanishing. Then the ninja-style dancer shows up, tells me that a piece of the world is missing, and then disappears when my back is turned. I think something's going on. Poyo, when you get back, I want to start running some upgrades for Comicron 1. Thinking an artificial intelligence to help run the ship and better secure it.
Very well, though it won't be as good a singer as me.
Good luck, kid.